Hello and welcome to Dandysoap DIY. Today we're going to make how to make a snowman felt pocket and primitive style, but you'll see it can be modern too and it's a great gift. You'll want to have at least one sheet of felt that is white and scrap fabric, which is perfect. But here is the idea. If you have scrap fabric, you can use two pieces that's at least 6 inches wide by 16 inches long. One of those fabrics you'll want to be a little bit stiffer than the other. Some orange for his nose and of course some black for his eyes. So here's the simplicity of it. If you have one felt sheet, which is standard 9 by 12 inches in solid white, and a piece of scrap fabric, you are on go. You'll want 2.5 inch by 5 inch two pieces of orange fabric for the nose, and of course the scrap fabric as I spoke about, or the felt sheet, and some black. We'll cut off 1 inch of the 9 by 12 felt sheet, and that 1 inch we'll be using too. So let's get our nose ready. Now basically I took my 2.5 inch by 5 inch piece of fabric and using the angle, sort of like a triangle, with my ruler here. And I'm just going to take my ink pen and sketch on the back of the fabric so that it has that look of a carrot nose. And you can draw on the back of the fabric. It's not going to show. You can slow stitch this by needle and thread or do like I am. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it right around that sketch I made. Simple as that to make the nose. Now, for the black, we simply need maybe a 1/2 inch or so of black fabric. We're going to cut some eyes with this black fabric. And the way that you'll see me cut this is ideal for my particular snowman. Be creative, as I always encourage you to do, and make the snowman your own. If you don't want to use the pieces I'm using, you can simply use the decorative pieces of fabric or felt that you desire, or even some of the jiggly eyes. So now I have 2 eyes made out of the black. The piece of white that is cut off, that 1 inch piece, I'm going to make some large white eyes. And all this will make sense to you as you watch the video. We're going to kind of cut them almost like you're going to make a heart. And when you get down to the bottom edge, just put it at a sharp angle and keep it kind of square at the bottom. Voila, this is what we have. And trim it off a little rounded there, and you'll understand in just a moment. I'm going to use both pieces so they look alike. This is a great gift. It's wonderful decor. You're going to make it for less than $2, and it is maybe even to style it to give off a welcoming light. So see here, I'm taking the black pieces that I cut out for the eyes, and I'm placing them on those great big white ones. And this will give it that look. You can make your eyes any way you choose. Now I've already sewn my carrot nose, and I'm allowing a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance because I sewed mine with a sewing machine. Once again, you can slow stitch this with a needle and thread. It's the same difference. Or you may just want to use a solid piece of felt, or perhaps you have something else in mind for the carrot nose, even a piece of wood. We want it to be budget friendly, frugal, and use the things that we have. And now we have our little piece of fabric, and we can stuff that with some polyfill to make the nose. Now taking the felt sheet, we're going to fold it in half, and I'm kind of posing here for you so you get the idea of what we need to do. We need to sketch a mouth. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw the mouth smiling on my snowman in about the area I want it. And I go back and redo this. You need to stay at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches above the bottom. So I've got this one lower and I turned it the other way and resketched the smile. And I'm going to teach you how I gusseted the bottom so that this pocket can be freestanding or you can hang it up. It will stand up on its own and keep its stability and integrity. So this is how he looks posing. So I took black yarn and I did his smile. Now I'm posing his eyes, and I took my black yarn again, and I'm going to stitch down his eyes. Don't be perfect, just stitch them to the felt to the felt. And I did the nose. Now I need to make that carrot nose look more like a carrot, so I used my black yarn and made some little areas across it, stitched down his eyes, and using tacky glue for the fabric of the black for the eyes. Now we need to put our pocket together. So we're back in the sewing room. We have our scrap piece of fabric, we have our felt sheet, and we're just lining them up, right sides together, and we're going to put that nose on the inside. Fold it over, and that way we can pin it into place and keep it from getting caught in the sewing machine. Or if you're slow sewing it, you're going to pin it together. Make sure those right sides are together, that nose is inside, and stitch those two sides down. Now we have our pocket made. So let's gusset the bottom so it will be a freestanding snowman felt pocket as I promised. So you'll turn your points, and when you get that, take your ruler and measure over 1 inch from the point. It's that simple. Make sure that seam is centered and pressed down like a little pointed arrow, and draw you a line there with an ink pen or something you can visually see really well. You can slow stitch this with a needle and thread, you could hot glue it, or you can sew it with a sewing machine. Once you have that stitched down, we just need to cut those little corners off. Allow that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance so you add integrity and strength to your seams and it won't pull apart. This felt pocket snowman will be around for many, many Christmases, and it is a wonderful gift. It is great for decor. If you're liking this, give it a thumbs up. So here's what we have. That's the inside. As you can see, it's freestanding. You could stitch up the side if you like. Hello, it's Elizabeth here. I popped in to ask you, if you have not subscribed to my channel, to please consider. If you enjoy DIYs just like this, be sure to hit the thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. With our snowman made, let's add our final touches. We take some cinnamon, just some ground cinnamon, and I am going to rub it all over that felt and smudge and dirty it up and rub it really, really good. It's going to smell great, and if you overdid it like I did, no problem. Take a brush and brush it off. And you don't even have to do this part if you don't like. Use Rosie. I'll put an affiliate link down below for her and my little mini vacuum. You might want some jute twine and definitely some wire. We're going to make his hanger. And I am repurposing ribbon wire, where I took the wire out of ribbon that I've used, and I'm twisting it together and making it really tight. I'm going to use my awl. You can get this at Dollar Tree. A lot of these supplies you can find at Dollar Tree. And punch me a hole about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch down on the sides. Push my wire through and twist them together, and voila, we have a handle. I got this garland at Walmart, and the berry vine too, along with this cardinal. And as you can see, I have been cutting branches off this. I got it last year. You can get 4 of these candles for $5 at your regular Dollar General. Put 2 AA batteries in it, and you have your candle. So I'm going to take the berry garland, and I'm going to cut me off a right much length. I've kind of eyeballed it, and make sure you put it down inside the bag on one side, hold it against it, and then start winding it around your wire handle. If you like this video, make sure to share it with a friend and say, hey, I found a great gift idea, a great Christmas decor idea. It's this primitive snowman felt pocket. Simple to make, real quick and easy, and less than $2. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you tried this out, and be sure to share it with me. So I'm just making me some berry picks here. I'm assembling it. I clipped them, and about every 2, and then you can stagger them and twist them around each other. And this makes excellent accent when you're putting your bundles into your pocket. You can decorate your pocket in many different ways. I had the cardinal, I had this candle, which I love, and that way I have a welcoming light. So if I've got this felt snowman pocket hanging or sitting, I will have a nice little candle glow. And as you can see, these greenery, it is 9 foot long, and I have been using it since last year, and I'm still using the same 9 foot garland, and I have used it over and over. It has the pine cones on it. It has 3 or 4 different types of fern greenery and pine greenery, cedar, and I put my candle in there and making sure everything's where I want it. And now I'm going to stage and see where my cardinal will best be suited. As I said, use some of your vintage ornaments or figurines. Make some of your primitive picks and place inside of it. Customize it and make it truly yours. Stuff the inside with some paper or polyfill or something to kind of fill up the difference and fluff it and keep it fluffed out, or to counter the weight of some of your greenery. Like mine's a little bit heavy, so I'm adding some weight. And another thing that I will give you a little tip here, I added one of my empty plug-in fragrance bottles inside there to give it more smell. Now I found this plaid ribbon at Dollar General. It has the wire in it, and it's 2.5 inches wide, and I folded it. Then I'm just giving it a single tie, very, very gently. It's not going to go anywhere. I didn't hot glue it or anything. I just snugged it up. With the wire in there and the fact that it is a fabric ribbon, it will hold its integrity and stay snug right around the bag. So once I get that knot situated and I'm content with it, and I'm sliding it up to make sure it fits, you could do this around the bottom of this primitive snowman felt pocket if you like. The Pinterest inspired one I saw, they did the bottom to make it like it's his scarf. So either way, you, be creative, and really truly you could use felt circles for his smile. If you didn't want to stitch it, you could use the jiggly eyes. Either way. And I have this great big rusted bell. I'll put a video up above. You'll see it come across the screen and see how I rusty bells. Simple, just spray them with vinegar, sprinkle them with salt, and let them sit in the sunlight if possible for 24 hours. Grabbed some jute twine, tied it onto the bell, ran it up under the ribbon, and gave it a good tie of a knot, and then I give it a single loop tie. It looks fantastic. Leave the tails long on your jute twine. It makes it look even more primitive. And here she is, just beautiful. I know you're going to enjoy this. Make several. They're great for Christmas. And Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next DIY, well, I'll be crafting, y'all.